Hello my friends, γεια σας. This is Matilda and welcome again to Tilda's cookbook. Today I have a delicious recipe for you, the Greek Pastitsio. It's the second best well-known Greek dish next to Mousaka, and it's made of ground meat in a red sauce, pasta that everybody loves, and a very special bechamel sauce, topped with grated cheese, which makes it wonderful for any kind of meal. So for this delicious recipe, let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to use half a kilo of pasta, and I'm using penne. You can use rigatoni. Half a kilo of ground beef. 1 large onion that I'm going to chop. 2 cloves of garlic, also chopped. 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, a quarter teaspoon of sugar, and 2 bay leaves. Also 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and half a cup of shredded tomatoes, together with approximately a cup and a half of vegetable stock. For the bechamel sauce, I'm going to use 9 tablespoons of flour, 9 tablespoons of butter, 5½ cups of hot milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 3 eggs that I'm going to beat, and a cup and a half of shredded melting cheese. I put my heat on high and I pour in my olive oil, and as soon as it's warmed up quite a bit, I'm pouring in my onion. I saute it for a couple of minutes until it softens a little bit. And then I put in my chopped garlic and let it saute also for a minute or so. Then I put in the ground beef. I break it with the spoon and keep on mixing it with the onion and the garlic until it becomes very fine pieces. This will take approximately 5 to 7 minutes. Then I put in my salt, the pepper, the sugar, the tomato sauce, and the tomato paste, and I give them a little mix to incorporate them with my meat. When they're mixed up a little bit, I put my vegetable stock, and I put only 1 cup at first, and then I check in the meantime and add the rest. Finally, I add the bay leaves. I lower my heat to below medium, cover my pot with the lid, and let it cook for 30 minutes. I forgot to mention in the ingredients that I use 1 extra egg for my pasta, which I beat it with 1 tablespoon of milk, and this will help my pasta get together when it goes into the Pyrex. While the ground beef is cooking, I boil my pasta to have it ready. And as soon as it's drained, I put it back in my pot and mix the beaten egg around it. The next step is to prepare the bechamel sauce. In low heat, I put in the butter and have it melted. And as soon as the butter is melted, I pour in the flour and start mixing it until they get incorporated. I'm gonna have like a thick dough at this moment, but it's gonna become velvety and smooth as soon as we pour in the milk. I use a spoon to take some of the flour that gets stuck on the edges of my pot, because I need it too, and I keep on mixing. Then I pour in a little bit of my hot milk, and I keep on mixing. It still gets a little thick, as you can see, but it's gonna turn nicely as soon as I put the rest of the milk. If you keep on mixing with the whisk, slowly the lumps are gonna go away and you're gonna have a nice velvety sauce. Even at this point, I use my spoon again to take any bits that have stuck on the corners. And I keep on mixing to get them nicely incorporated. Then I put in my salt and the ground nutmeg, and mix it again to have it ready before we put the eggs in. Then I pull it away from the heat and I start pouring in little by little the eggs that have beaten them up. My sauce is ready as soon as I've finished with all the eggs and they've mixed up nicely with the rest of the cream. Then I use a spacious Pyrex and I greased it, and I put half of my pasta on the bottom, and I use a big Pyrex because the more space my Pastitsio has to be cooked in, the better it turns out to be. And as soon as I've put the first layer, I topped it with the minced meat by putting it all around. Then I put 5 or 6 tablespoons of the bechamel cream on top of it, and a third of a cup of grated cheese. And this is going to help the second layer of pasta that's going to go on top to get stuck together with the bottom. Then I put half of my bechamel sauce on top of the pasta. I spread it a bit evenly all around. And put 2/3 of a cup of the cheese. And then I put the other half of my bechamel cream to make the final layer. Again, I even it out with the use of a spatula. and cover it with the rest of the cheese, and it's ready to go into the oven. After an hour, my pastitsio is ready. It turned out really nice with a golden color, and we need to let it cool down for at least 20 minutes before we cut it.
Okay, so it's time to cut it. It smells so nice. I'll take the middle piece. That looks so yummy. Let me taste it. It's still hot. It's delicious. Fluffy and tasty and juicy. I hope you're gonna give it a try, my friends. Thank you for watching and happy cooking.
If you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to get notified on new uploads, and I always love to read your comments. Until next time, happy cooking και καλή σας όρεξη. Bye bye everyone!